Hi guys. My cat Angel has decided to be in the video. So don't mind that. I am petting my cat. But today I wanted to talk about the infamous Jeff the Killer creepypasta and picture. So I know that Jeff the Killer is considered possibly the most famous creepypasta, but I've never actually read it. And to be honest, I really didn't know what Jeff the Killer was for a long time. I just knew it was a face and people talked about the creepypasta, but I didn't know any of the details. And I didn't know that the image was actually this mystery that is still unsolved. So I found that really interesting when I found that out. Like I said, Jeff the Killer is a viral creepypasta, and the image that was posted with it in 2011. So it's kind of went together. Both are called Jeff the Killer, but people don't actually really like the creepypasta. So I don't know why it went so viral, or if it was just the image. And that was my dog. But what's really interesting about it is not the creepypasta, but the image that was with it and where that image came from. So the creepypasta has expanded into many derivative works, but most people cling onto the image. The image is not, I don't know, I don't think it's the scariest, but some people find it really terrifying. Many people try to investigate the origins of this image, but it seems still unlikely that we will ever find the entire truth behind the image. And so what I'm going to do is talk about, all the research that I was able to do. And unfortunately, I've run into dead ends. I was hoping, maybe I could piece something together, or, at least I've delved a little deeper than I was able to do. But I don't really know where to go from here, except scouring random images on, say, Reddit, or not Reddit, 4chan. But I've never actually been on 4chan, and I'm not really ready to just go wander through there. And I feel like it wouldn't come up with anything anyways, because it doesn't backlog. But what I can say is that I believe there may be a deeper rabbit hole beneath the image, if only we could pinpoint where to look for it. For quite some time, it was believed that the image was a photoshopped edit from a 4chan user named Katie Robinson. As the story goes, users edited her photos and harassed her to the point where she committed suicide in 2008. The photo of Katie Robinson has been traced back to a post by a woman named Heather White on True Christians in 2006. Heather White has confirmed that the photo is of her and that she has nothing to do with the Jeff the Killer image. It's also believed that the entire story of Katie Robinson's suicide may have been factualized by 4chan, since there are no obituaries with anyone with a similar name on that day to be found. And I tried to pull up the True Christians website, and that website is no longer active. And apparently you can look up these things on the Wayback Machine, but I have not ever used that program or website, so I don't know how to do that. And maybe I should have tried for this, but here we are. Another believed theory is that the photo was taken by a woman on a site called Stickum, and her name is believed to be Victoria, and that her camera was overexposed on her face, which made it very pale. Her photo was then posted on 4chan by an anonymous user who asked if she was pretty. The viewers then began to continuously Photoshop the image until it became our known image of Jeff the Killer. Numerous photos have been posted to Reddit as guesses to the original unedited photo, but no true image has been found. One photo that was mentioned was by the YouTuber Goose Boos, which was posted in 2018, that looks surprisingly similar, with very pale skin, black hair, black makeup around the eyes, and a white shirt. There's no information on the photo, however. Another suggested photo was of Jeffrey James Weiss, who committed suicide in 2005 after performing a shooting spree. What is significant about this photo is that he shares the same name, Jeff, with the creepypasta, and he died in 2005, which was the same year as the earliest known trace of the photo. An earlier version of the image reached popularity from a post on Newgrounds in 2008, where it was called a self-portrait entitled Killer Jeff. In 2008, a YouTuber named Cesar, I don't know if I'm saying that right, posted a video called Jeff the Killer, Original Story, which featured the image. Cesar has claimed to be the Newgrounds poster, and that the image is a photo of him wearing a latex mask. While this could be believed, it seems unlikely, since the photo has been traced back years before that post. In 2007, a video titled NNN, Japanese characters, meaning NNN Temporary Broadcast, was posted to YouTube as a horror film project titled Victims of Tomorrow. The video lists out the names of people who were apparently going to die the next day, and it also features the image of Jeff the Killer, as well as what looks to be a starving humanoid child. This video is a rendition of a Japanese urban legend with the same name. According to the legend, once the Nippon News Network shuts off for the day, an extra broadcast will sometimes play, which lists out the names of individuals who will die the next day. It is commonly believed that the legend stemmed from a misremembering of the broadcast that was played after the 1985 Japan Airlines Flight 123 crash, which listed out the names of the victims. Although this urban legend seems to have been the inspiration for Persona 4, the legend itself remains entirely a mystery. There's no information that I could find on why the individuals will die the next day, or if they will be murdered, and if so, by who. I've linked the video in the description below if you would like to view it. The video follows the legend of what the video is supposed to look like to a T, up until the Jeff the Killer image and the starving child image. This is what makes me wonder if there is more to this. What was the creator trying to do by putting these images in the video? Were they trying to imply that Jeff the Killer was going to murder the victims? Was this added for just a jump scare? Or does it hold a connection to the legend that I am not able to find? I don't know about you, but it leaves me with an unsettling feeling not being able to find this information out. And I also wonder if I might be able to find more information if only I was able to speak more Japanese than I do. Since obviously this urban legend comes from Japan, some of the information I was having to look at about this urban legend, I had to go through Google Translate for me to see it. But what unsettles me the most about these images is that the starving child is more random to this video, and I don't see any reasoning for why this would be in the video, unless somehow that was supposed to be some victim. But I feel like I may have seen this image before, but I can't trace it back in my memory. And when I tried to do a search for it, I was not successful. So if you've ever seen this image of the starving child and know of its origins, let me know. One Redditor posted that they thought that this was from a Japanese film, where another Redditor said that it was actually a stock image that had a different face photoshopped over it. But again, if the image was it edited by someone else, or was it edited for this video? And if it was edited for this video, what's the point? What does that have to do with this urban legend? That's where I am stuck, feeling that there is something more to this, and I don't know if it has to do with Jeff the Killer or if it has to do with this video. But somehow they're connected, and there's something deeper. But even though the NNN video is often mentioned as the earliest appearance of the image, it was actually traced back to 2005 on a Japanese message board, pya.cc. So, again, we're going back to Japan. So it seems that this image probably came from Japan, but that isn't necessarily the case. Unfortunately, this website, PYACC, is also no longer exists, and so I wasn't able to pull up the original post. And as I said earlier, 4chan does not backlog information, so we're kind of stuck with not being able to pull back these original sources unless we're able to do it on the Wayback Machine, which, like I said, I haven't used before. The name Sonoko Suzuki has also been thrown out as being a Japanese makeup artist that was somehow involved in this. But when I tried to search for information on her, all that I was getting were posts about Detective Conan. So I don't know where that came from, or where to find more information about her. Or even if they're trying to say that she did this to herself and made the Jeff the Killer image, or did the makeup for someone else. I don't know. However, interestingly, just recently, a user on Twitter named Miyama has claimed to be the original poster on pya.cc. They said that they found the image on Shitaraba BBS, but that it was already edited and had been used as a screamer meme in the past. And the original image is supposedly of a middle-aged Asian woman wearing white powder. It seems the meme was called white powder, but when I tried to search for it, I couldn't find anything. Again, maybe you need to search white powder in Japanese, which I didn't do. That didn't occur to me until just now. But this led me to thinking about why Japan would be so fascinated with this image that it was even used in the NNN video. So on a whim, I searched the Japanese urban legend with white skin, large smile, like that term, just to see if there was any other urban legends that would come up. But of course, I didn't get any results. But what did pop up was the slit-mouthed woman, a snow woman, and Momo. Now, these are pretty famous, so you may already know about them. I'll probably eventually get to doing videos on all three myself that you could watch. But what's interesting is I've known of these, but looking at the pictures, I saw a similarity to the Jeff the Killer image. So the slit-mouthed woman obviously has, slits coming up, making her face into a smile, which Jeff the Killer's face also has cuts leading up. And the snow woman is white like snow, and Jeff the Killer is white like snow. And then Momo also has a very large smile and like these big eyes that are black. And so it almost feels like Jeff the Killer is kind of a, how do I say the word? Conglomeration. There we go. Conglomeration of all three of them. So I'm thinking that it makes a lot of sense that Japan would jump on a creepy image of a person that makes them think of the slit-mouthed woman that is famous, and Momo and this. and maybe they just liked the image that they found because it made them think of the urban legends, or maybe someone was trying to create their own new urban legend and was taking different traits from each of them. What I found interesting was that Momo just looked, I don't know, something about Momo really made me wonder if somehow she was connected. So on a whim, I tried searching for more sculptures that were done by Momo's creator to see if there were any other resemblances, just to see if maybe he was related or if someone was trying to copy him or something. But I was not able to find any other sculptures by this artist, even though it says that he is an artist that does sculptures. The only thing that comes up is Momo. So I don't know if I just cannot find the information I'm looking for, or if there's some other secret there and that he really only created Momo. Who knows? But there we have it on what research I was able to do. And that is basically as far as I could go down this rabbit hole. What are your thoughts? I'm leaning heavily towards Mayama telling the truth. The image was probably edited to look and evoke creepy Japanese trends, and then Mayama ran with it to make it creepier. The image was then found by the NNN video creator who just wanted to add a jump scare or thought it would fit with the urban legend theme. From there, the image spread from Japan and took on a life of its own outside of Japan as Jeff the Killer. Due to the loss of archives, I doubt we'll ever find out the real truth to this, but in my mind, I'm calling this closed at that. As for the NNN video and its use of the image, that makes me wonder if there is still more to uncover, but we'll probably never know.